Okay, so I never do YouTube videos, but I will on this one because I couldn't find any information on this car. So it's the edrive35. I just picked it up from the dealer. It wasn't my choice, actually. I wanted to buy something completely different, but they had this one. They say, you want it? I said, okay, let's give it a shot, right? So far I made 71 kilometers, and my estimated range is about 305. And from the dealer to my house I got 192 kilometers. It's okay. Well, there's a lot of things to talk about this car. First of all, I felt completely uncomfortable in the first second because this is my first electric car ever, so it was really weird. Like, there's no engine noise, and the anxiety is actually true for range. I feel really like, yeah, I see I have more than 100, but still it's kind of, I don't know, weird. Okay, I decided to stop the video before when I just got the car and decided to drive a little bit longer because I knew the range and everything will be unrealistic. At this point I have made about 700 kilometers with the car, and yeah, I can tell you what I think. First of all, as you can see right now, I'm on 58% of battery, showing 153 kilometers range, which is not realistic. Technically, I believe I can make more than 200 with it because I live in a kind of a hilly area, so there's hills and I go up and down all the time, so it regenerates quite well. One of the things that I figured it was really cool with the car, at first I didn't really like it until I figured out how to actually use it properly, is the B mode on the lever here. So you would put it in B mode, and what it actually does, it just brakes for you. Technically you should not be using the brake, but as the same second you leave the accelerator, the car starts braking, and quite intensely. Technically, well, not technically, it does actually stop you all the way to the zero, so the car will stop. One of the things that I was worried about, that I really hated about this car's generation, was this thing. Everybody actually hates it, but all in all, you know what, you just use it here and there. You just put your temperature, and mostly you don't touch it anymore, here and there, but it's not really a big deal actually. It's okay-ish, I guess. I don't know, it's not bothering me anymore at all. Now, let's talk about how the car actually feels. Well, you know what? It feels nimble. It does feel a lot lighter than it actually is. It feels like a regular BMW. You do actually have this kind of a higher seating position, I guess, because the floor has the batteries in it. So that's one thing you can definitely feel in the car. At least I can. And yeah, in general, I was scared a little bit of this EVs and stuff, but it's pretty good. There's no issues. One thing that I really thought I'm gonna be charging it like a mobile phone, like every single night or something, but you really do not. I charge it like every 3 days, maybe 4, even less, depending on my driving situation. I have not yet gone under 36% of battery because I really did not have to. And as you can see, the road that I'm driving is quite bad, and I've actually just had a little bit of a slip behind because the road was bad. But yeah, you can see the road's not all flat all the time. It goes up and down, so I do regenerate quite a lot of energy. And I do drive in the Eco Pro individual all the time because there's no reason to move it away from that. I'm not 100% sure if it makes a difference from Comfort to Eco Pro. I did own the previous F32 generation, which was a 2-liter diesel, and you could actually see the difference if you would go, let's say on a highway, if you would drive exactly the same pedal, so you would not add gas or anything, but if you would switch from Comfort to Sport mode, you would see the consumption just jump up. The exact same revs and everything, but the consumption would jump up. So I don't know, I usually drove it in Comfort mode. I didn't really care for Eco Pro, but here I don't really notice any difference from Eco Pro to Comfort, but I guess it kind of, I don't know, keeps more electricity if you keep it in Eco Pro. I think it makes more sense over here, definitely. Yeah, well, I'll make some more videos about the car as well if anybody's interested, but yeah, so this is the E35. I'm not sure how it compares to the E40 because that was my first order and I wasn't waiting 11 months for it, so I just bought this one that was already at the dealer shop. So yeah, it's pretty good. One thing that I would 100% recommend getting with this car, unfortunately I did not have the luxury to take this option because it did not come fitted with it, is the heads-up display. I had it in my F32 generation. It's a no-brainer. You have to buy that. Seriously, do not buy the car without the heads-up display. I think it's an awesome addition. It's so much better to see your speed and everything on the display. And one thing I'm as well a little bit annoyed by is the Android Auto. I hate this feature. I really hate it. Usually I would just connect my phone to Bluetooth, everything worked. I didn't have any extra stuff to do with the car or anything, but I don't know, it keeps disconnecting for some reason. It's weird. And also it's quite slow if you want to change the song and everything. You just click it and it kind of has a little bit of a lag. It's weird. I don't know if this happens on the CarPlay for Apple and stuff, but Android Auto sucks. I really dislike it. Okay, yeah, just on the follow-up, as you have seen, I had about 48 kilometers. I just completed a 30-kilometer trip, and you can see my battery is on 55%, but my range is 175. So this is what keeps happening with this car. So the range is unrealistic, probably because it is low on mileage, so it's impossible to predict the correct range you can make with it. So technically it's pretty much every time I have about 150, I probably can make 230-ish, you know, so it's not realistic yet. Okay, so after I'll call it a full charge, because I usually charge at 95%, not more than that. I only made 2 kilometers now for a quick stop. It's showing me 323 kilometers, and I'm going to my usual trip right now, about 30 kilometers, and you will see the difference in mileage, what will happen. I'm quite sure it will probably show me like 350 or something like that. We will see. But yeah, let's I'll be back once the trip is complete.